What is this, dude? You're kidding. Get me out in that thing. How good is this? Visit Indonesia. Look at this abandoned old boat, man. Well, I'm safe to say that I won't be taking this thing out. She's pretty old, but that is epic. What's going on, doggies? Welcome back to another video. Have a look at this tub, dude. How sick is this boat? Randomly just found it washed up. It's not washed up, it's been put there by humans. There's tires under it there, but it's just a random boat on this little island. All right, so right now, I'm on an island that we've been to before, and I'm on the search for the sea mullet. Now, a sea mullet is an epic fish. A lot of people, well, back home in Australia, a lot of people use mullet for bait. That's pretty much all they use them for. But these big sea mullet that you get along the very shallow waters here are beautiful eating if you put them straight on the coals. They're a very oily fish, so that's why they're a good bait. They're a very oily fish, but they taste amazing if you cook them on the coals. So that is my plan today. All right, so the reason that I like this style of fishing so much, you've got to be super quiet. You've got to be like kind of stealth. And you just got to really walk around very slowly, and you're spotting the fish. You're actually looking for the fish. Once you see the fish, you chuck a little bit of seaweed or a little bit of what they eat in front of them. Hopefully one of these big mullet pick it up. We can start a fire and we can have a feed, because I haven't eaten mullet in, I don't know, a couple of years now. I haven't had a feed of mullet, and they are beautiful eating. So this is pretty much what we're doing. It's exciting fishing because you've actually got to spot the fish. So I'm just going to be walking along around this island, hugging the coastline. And usually what these mullet do, they'll sit up in the shallows here. They'll feed on all the weed, all the grime, everything that comes up in the shallows. So I'm just going to walk around. We're going to keep an eye out, a very keen eye out for these mullet. Once we see them, shut up, stop talking, hide back into the bushes. We'll chuck our little float out with a bit of weed on there. Hopefully we can hook one. And if we do hook a mullet, they put up an incredible fight, especially on the noodle rod. I'm running the lightest line possible. This is PE 0.6 line, so it's a very light line. And if we get a mullet on this rod, it is going to be super fun. But first we need to find them. So far I haven't seen any mullet yet, but I'm sure we'll find a couple. Hopefully we find a couple. Oh, that wasn't such a stealth entrance to the water, but over here we've got a little bit of a storm brewing up, so that might make things a little bit interesting. There's a little bit of wind, which is chopping the surface of the water. But righto, I'm gonna shut up now. Gonna go straight into stealth mode. We're gonna hunt around this island, try to find the mullet in the shallow water, lob a little bit of weed in front of them. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get a big hook up, put a bend in the noodle rod, cook a little bit of lunch. This is what it's all about. This is sick. Man, this is so sick. This is by far my favorite kind of thing to do. Doesn't matter where I am in the world, this is my favorite thing to do. Like, you got to be really quiet, you're scoping out the water. One thing that I have noticed is that there's a lot of stingrays. Like, there's small little baby blue spot stingrays, and there are many of them in the shallows here. So if we don't catch a mullet, which this is definitely not a guaranteed thing. Like, I haven't even seen a mullet. I've been walking for probably about 20 minutes. I'm only slowly walking, I'm not walking fast, but I haven't seen one mullet in 20 minutes, so that's a little bit worrying. But there's a lot of stingrays, a lot of little crabs. So as I'm walking, I'm also looking for materials to make spears, and on these islands there is no straight sticks to make spears. You're purely relying on like possibly bamboo that's washed up on the beach to make a spear. So if we can make a spear, that's probably what I'll try to do if we don't find any mullet swimming around in these shallows. But man, this is what I love doing the most. It's just, there's no noise. All I can hear is birds and the sound of the ocean hitting the sand. It's so beautiful. Slowly creeping around each bush, looking. It's like we're hunting right now. It's epic. So I'm just gonna keep pushing on. Also, as I'm walking, I'm looking for spears, like I said, because maybe we'll do a little bit of a catch up of a catch and cook stingray. I got no idea where today's gonna take us, but this is what it is all about for me right now. That was gnarly, dude. All right, so we've seen our first school of mullet for the day. Obviously they weren't feeding because we'd probably have tight lines right now, but they just come hoofing through. They were moving pretty quick. So usually when they're moving like that, the odds of catching them on a rod and a reel are very bloody hard. Usually like mullet, you're catching a throw net or a cast net, or you can spear them. But fishing like this is a very hard way to catch them, but that's why I wanted to come and try to do it today, because I've done it before and they put up one hell of a fight if you can hook one in the mouth. So that is why we're here. But those mullet obviously weren't feeding, they were just moving. They were actually really moving fast through the water. Usually you see mullet when they're feeding, they'll be cruising slowly and they're like sort of sucking on the sand. They're like, and then they spit the sand out, and that's how they're feeding. They're getting all the little bits of weed and all the little bits of fibers off of the bottom of the ocean, but those ones just weren't feeding. So I'm just gonna keep walking. Hopefully we can find a feeding patch. I'm gonna do this for a couple of hours. If we don't get any fish, all right, we'll change a plan and we'll see what other ways we can do. But this is just epic right now. I'm loving it. Sick. All right, there's a couple of mullet just there. Come on. Come on, take it. Take it, take it, come on. Come on, take it. Oh, you're kidding. That's awesome, dude. Oh my God, look at this. That's not supposed to happen. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. That was epic. All right, that wasn't a mullet, that was a garfish. There was a mullet sitting here. I saw it. I chucked my bait right in front of it. The mullet came up, had a sniff, passed on, and this garfish came flying in, smashed it. Garfish are a beautiful bread and butter fish. Maybe we can get a couple of garfish. Man, that thing was going psycho, dude. Are you kidding me? What do you mean? What do you mean? This is incredible, dude. All right, so there are mullet everywhere. Everything is looking up. Those clouds have gone away. The sun's come out. The wind has dropped off. The high tide, this is probably, I'm gonna say this is about the high tide mark here, where all this leaves have washed up. This is probably about the high tide mark. Everything is looking incredible. There's a mullet here. I've probably passed about 3 or 4 schools of mullet. And you know what? I have not even hooked onto one mullet, and it's purely because we're using the wrong bait. So I've got a crusty old bit of bread, which usually, like, back home in Australia, you'd catch mullet on bread straight away, but these mullet don't even want to know about the bread. And then I'm using like this local seaweed that I got taught a way to fish for mullet in Bali. That doesn't work either, so I'm going to try something a little bit different. Now, I'm learning and you're going to be learning with me, because I've never, ever, ever in my eternity of being alive ever thought it was so hard to catch a mullet. But now I am so dedicated to catching a mullet, you don't even understand. And by the way, every time I say mullet in this video, you've got to scull a beer. Oh, it's going to be some sore heads tomorrow morning. I think I've said the word mullet about 50 times. So I think what I'm going to do now is just pick up, I'm going to just scavenge. I'm going to walk through the bush. I'm going to look for bugs, and we are going to get ourselves a mullet on, I don't know what. We're going to figure out a way to catch this fish, because bread doesn't work. The seaweed that I was taught in Bali, which works in Bali, doesn't work here. So let's find ourselves a couple of bugs, see if we can catch a mullet on a bug. All right, these little holes should be crab holes. So down here somewhere should be a little crab. So I'm just gonna go real natural baits. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Oh, there's a crab here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Ah! Ow! Stop it, you little shit. Ah! He's got me. There he is. Hey! Hey! Oh, they are so fast. All right, here's another crab hole here. Man, that thing was like a bullet just then. All right, in here there should be a crab again. I don't usually go any deeper than that. That's strange. Nah. All right, next hole. This one. Hopefully someone's home. because we just lost the last one. Hey mate, come out. We need to get a mullet with you. Empty. What do you mean it's empty? All right, crab hole number 3. Let's go. Crab hole number 4. This is a little baby. Man, this is incredible. As soon as you come from the water, as soon as you come into the line of the jungle, which is where I'm standing now, I am getting absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes. Like I'm talking like 10 mosquitoes on each leg. I just got bitten on the neck. My fingers are on fire from mosquito bites. As soon as you come into the jungle out of the sun, you just get absolutely mauled by them, man. All this for a mullet? Is it really worth it? Hell yeah, it is. Unbelievable, but I can't find... We found one crab at the start, and then the last 15 minutes, every crab hole's been empty. All right, there's got to be something under here. Ready? Big snake. Boom! All right, looking at this piece of wood here, it's all like moldy and decaying away, and what I can see is that there's heaps of like baby slater bugs on here. Like these little fellas here, look. Yeah. There's a couple of them there. I might try to chuck them on for bait, see how they go. No other option. This is just a deserted dead island. Actually dead island. These little slater bugs aren't going to win any world records for being a big bug. They're tiny. Maybe it'll get us a mullet, maybe not, who knows. Righto, stuff the mosquitoes, we're going deep. We need to get some kind of a bait. This looks like super snake territory actually, so just got to be careful in my old work boots over here, but we'll be right. Hopefully we'll find a little bit of moist ground. This is really hard, dry, not hard, it's dry, very, very dry ground here. But if we can find some moist ground, might be able to find a couple of worms or something. What's this here? A bit of bush tucker. Oh, I wonder if that's edible. I'm going to research that. Never seen it before. Wait up, that's not a shell. That's a crab. All right, you are not going anywhere. We've got a crab right here. We finally got a crab. All right, I'm not gonna let this one go. Look at this. There he is. Look at his little eyes. How you going, doggies? That is gonna be bait. I wonder if a mullet will eat this. Tiny little pieces of crab. Chuck him on, see if we can get one of these mullet. First we'll try the slater. There we go, but we got a crab. The mullet, man! Holy moly, dude, how hard is it to get a mullet? I have never in my entire life found it so hard to catch a mullet before. Like, where I'm from, back home, you can just catch them by throwing bread at them. And they eat this seaweed. Like, I've tried both things that I know and they both don't work. Tried crab, tried, what are those little bloody things called? Those little bugs that we found before. Tried them, they don't work either. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The mullet are completely off the board. It's already, I've literally spent like 6 hours today trying to get mullet and it's not working, man. So the sun is now completely over the backside of the island, which will be a beautiful sunset on that side. So maybe, I do have a mask with me, maybe I'll run over there, jump in the water, see if we can collect some of them shells we ate last episode. Or what I want to show you guys are these she oak trees. These she oak trees litter these islands, all of these islands around this area. So right now we are on a little chain of islands off of Java. We're just doing little island hopping. I don't know, I'm just really exploring islands like I am today. Not really with a plan in mind. I just get dropped off, walk around, have a look. But these she oak trees are absolutely everywhere. And many moons ago, I got taught something about these she oak trees, which are pretty interesting. So they're not really an edible tree. You can't do much eating on this tree, but as you can see here, this is a she oak tree. If you've been in the Northern Territory of Australia, anywhere around these kind of Indonesian coastlines, you would have seen a tree like this. It's got a she oak tree and it's got these little baby nuts on them, or they're called she oak apples or oak apples. Now what I was taught a long time ago, and I've tried it, and it's a weird feeling. What you can do is you can actually chew these little nuts. So let's say you're out here, you're stuck on an island and you are extremely thirsty, you're dehydrated, you've got no water and your mouth starts clamming up, you can't swallow because you're that thirsty, which that does happen. These little she oak apples, if you chew on these, they give you this intense acidic like acid in your mouth, and that starts your salivary glands to start working again or shutting down, one of the two. I'm not sure how it works, but it stops the thirst. It literally stops that thirst flavor chewing on these little nuts. So that's something pretty interesting. And the same tree, they're also the same tree. This is the bark and the trunk here. So this is the trunk of the she oak tree. And what I was told, I've never tried this, but this is something that I 100% want to try in the future. What they say is if you cut away this hard crackly stuff and get down to the soft bark, so you'd have to get a knife, you'd cut a nice big square like this, you get that soft bark on the inside of the tree there. So you can actually get the soft bark out of that tree. Make sure you do not drink it, but you can boil it in a jug or a bottle of water or a billy around a fire. You boil up that bit of bark, and then that works as like a mouthwash. So if you have like a sore tooth while you're stuck in the bush, or you've got like some sort of an ulcer in your mouth, what they used to do back in the day, boil up that she oak bark, boil it in really hot water, gargle it, spit it out. Do not swallow it, but that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to trying in the future. If I've got a toothache or if I've got a sore, I don't know, something wrong with my mouth when I'm out in the bush, I'm gonna cut a big chunk of the bark off, boil it up, use it like Listerine, use it like a mouthwash, and see what actually happens. So it's not really a tree that you can use as a bush tucker in the bush, but there are a couple of little medicines like I just said, and these little nuts here, they don't taste like anything until you actually pierce the skin, and it just tastes like a, I don't know, it tastes like orange peel, but it'll take away that thirst factor that you have. It's not a nice taste, but hey, if you're thirsty, suck on a couple of these, chew on these, it'll get the job done so you can get yourself a little bit of water. That's it, let's go straight through there. Probably gonna slice my foot open again. Wait, wait. Here we go, paradise. Cha-ching! All right, let's go. I have got about, what have we got there? That's about 40 minutes to an hour of sunlight right there. So quickly jump out, go for a swim. There's a big ledge out the back there. I'll have a quick sniff around there. Maybe we'll pick up something delicious. Crustaceans, I'm not sure. Start a fire anywhere here. Let's get it done. I need to eat something. I've eaten nothing all day. So hungry. It is so beautiful in here. So I'm not expecting to find too much, but I think I'm just gonna quickly swim around, see if we can pick up a couple of them spider conch that we ate last time. Maybe we can get a couple of other sort of like edible seashells, some kind of bush tucker. There are sea urchins absolutely everywhere. I've got no flippers on. I've obviously got no gloves. I've got no weight belt. I don't have anything except for a mask and a pair of boardies. So I'm just going to swim around here. There's a big drop off out the back there. I think I'll just stay in close, stay away from the current. We'll see if we can pick up a little bit of bush tucker in the shallow water, start a fire, cook it up, watch the sunset. At least we'll get something in our belly, because I have eaten nothing today and I am so hungry, man. So let's see if we can get a little bit of bush tucker out of the ocean here, cook it up. All right, let's get in there. This looks beautiful. It's not very clear, it's not very deep, but hey, it is nice to have a wash. Righto, let's get in there. What the hell? That's so weird, dude. That's so fun. That is our fire pit. That is our dinner. And I've got to go brave myself, run into the bush. We need to go grab some leaves to start this fire. And probably one thing that's really good about this she oak, there's that she oak tree again, it is amazing to start fires with. So if you can come underneath a she oak tree, this isn't a she oak, this is a palm, but obviously have a look at this stuff. This stuff is the best way to start a fire if it's dry. You can pretty much start a fire anywhere with this stuff. It's epic. Look at that little baby coconut. All right, doesn't take much to start one of these fires up. Especially with the wind that we've got now, this should go up really good. Look at that, mate. Hey? All right, we need to get a nice bed of coals here, as always. Look at this, dude. This is killer. Yeah, baby. Look at that. That is the perfect fire for cooking shellfish on. It's exactly what we want. Move them over there, move that over there. That's perfect. All right, what I'm gonna do, if you guys watched a couple of episodes ago, you know. Oi, give him a little bit of a wash. This time I'm actually gonna try to keep a bit of salt water in the shell, not too much, but just keep a little bit of salt water in that shell. And then all we're gonna do is just lay these bad boys straight on the coals. There we go. Man, look at that one, that's big. Absolutely. They're actually quite slippery. Absolute beautiful. You can see the meat in there. Yo, how good. Beautiful little treats. Little ocean treats, that's what they are. Righto, they are definitely ready. Look at that, no juice left in that thing. Epic. Quickly just cool them down in the water. Actually, you can pretty much just leave them there because you're gonna wash the sand off anyway. Another one. Cool them down. One more. So this one's still got a little bit of liquid in it. You can see it bubbling still. Wait for those bubbles to disappear and it will be the most beautifully cooked spider conch. Epic. That one is done for days. Look at that, beautiful. All right, we'll leave him down there in the water he can get nice and cool. And I'm gonna open these two up. So that's what it looks like. You've actually got to take, it does have a stomach and it does have guts. So it also has this claw. See that there? That thing there is a claw and it's rock hard. I suppose that's how it like grabs the earth and like moves around on the reef. But you've actually got to go take them to the water anyway to get all of this guts and stuff out of it. Look at that. One big juicy bit of meat. Absolutely bloody beautiful. Oh, they're so good. It's like squid mixed with, I don't know, it's squid and something, mixture. Epic. What a day. I had a good day, but it was a bloody hard day. Start the day off, I spent 6 hours trying to catch a mullet. They don't eat meat, they don't eat bread, they don't eat snails, they don't eat crab. I got no idea, man. They're not like the mullet back home, but that's why I like traveling. This is why I like exploring and doing these things, because you learn stuff. So obviously I didn't learn what those mullet eat, but I will be talking to the local people on the next island, and I'm gonna pick their brains, because that's one of the best things. You ask the locals how they do it, they teach you the new ways, and then you can come to these islands and it's just, you're just a bottle full of knowledge, and that's why I love traveling. That's why I love doing this sort of stuff. But day is pretty much over. I literally spent 6 hours chasing mullet, and then we had to quickly catch a little bit of food at the end of the day. We've done it. 3 beautiful spider conch. We've got 2 here and 1 big boy down there to crack open. So that was an amazing day. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a look at this sunset. Look at that, man. Cooked. Caught and cooked a little bit of food just in time. Epic. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again. Never ever again from this island, but because I don't like to come to the same island too many times. So maybe I'll see you from that island in the distance, or that one, or that one, or that one. There are islands scattered all around this area. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love and thanks for watching. Ow! Go away. Fly. Mozzie attack to the max, dude. Oh.